Well, Fox 10 News has learned that the sheriff's department there already had contact with the Facklers just hours before the standoff.
Yeah, that's because they had a gun they were trying to get rid of and they didn't know how. The Facklers also called Fox 10 News yesterday and spoke with one of our producers about who to contact. Now, our Baldwin County reporter Hal Sherrick spoke with Sheriff Mack today about that and also spoke to the suspect's wife about what led up to this incident.
60-year-old John Fackler called Fox 10 News yesterday afternoon, upset that he'd not been able to dispose of a pistol. He said Sheriff Mack assured him he would be contacted and the gun would be picked up. Sometime after that call, a deputy did stop by and retrieve a .380 caliber pistol belonging to Marie Fackler.
If someone does have a firearm that they do want to get rid of, once again, try to go to a family member, a gun dealer, someone to sell the gun, and then if nothing else, of course, then reach out to local law enforcement.
Little did deputies know they'd be back just hours later, confronted with an armed homeowner holding his wife hostage. I spoke with Ms. Fackler on the phone just a few hours ago. During our conversation, I asked her if she feared her husband was going to kill himself and if she was scared for her own safety last night. On both counts, she said yes. Sheriff Mack says 3 other guns were found at the residence after it was searched, guns they weren't alerted to in their prior conversations. When I asked Ms. Fackler what she thinks led up to this domestic situation last night, she told me it all had to do with her husband's frustration in dealing with the Veterans Administration and getting the care he needed with ongoing medical conditions. Aside from criminal charges against John Fackler, Sheriff Mack says he will also have a mental evaluation.
We feel that there's at least enough to warrant an examination at this point. That's why we petitioned the probate court to become involved and to look at that, because there are things that the probate court can look at on a mental evaluation that typically law enforcement does not have access to.
Marie and John Fackler told us yesterday that they'd actually spoken with a Baldwin County Sheriff's deputy prior to speaking with Sheriff Mack, and that deputy told them to go ahead and bury the gun that they wanted to get rid of. When I asked Sheriff Mack about that today, he said he didn't believe a deputy would tell them that. Reporting live in Elsanor, Hal Sherrick, Fox 10 News.